Hi guys, I'm Lou.
Hey guys, I'm Z.
Welcome back to another episode with LMZ. Today, unfortunately, we would not be having M with us due to circumstances out of our control. But today's episode, or we're going to jump into, is music. We might venture out into other topics, but just to keep talking to y'all, keep things pushing. I feel like it's something we're all passionate about, so let's get into it. So, Z, what's your favorite artist? Not artist, because I feel like that can be a little hard. What's your favorite genre?
I personally don't have a favorite genre of music. I'm one of those people where at any given moment I'll be listening to like punk rock metal, and then if I feel like switching, I'll switch up to Disney songs. I don't have a favorite
I have
genre.
another question. Do you think that it's fair to dismiss a person due to their taste in music?
Not dismiss a person.
I mean, as in, like, you just don't mess with them as heavy because, they have dry music taste, or it's just hip hop, or it's just like, it's not as broad and, what's that word that starts with a D? Diverse as yours. Do you think it's fair not to mess with them just because of their music taste?
For me, it will be a thing of, it will change my view on you. It'll like shape my view on you, because for me, music is very personal. Music says a lot about a person.
What
and
about
stuff like that.
somebody who's like kind-hearted and stuff like that, and then they listen to like heavy violent rock music? Would you be shocked?
No.
I mean, like, they're smiling and giggling all the time.
No. I've got my girlfriend. She listens to like metal, like heavy metal, and she listens to some good stuff. A lot of my music taste these days is influenced by her and her music taste, because she's also very diverse in her music taste. And she's one of those few people that I've met who appreciates music, to its full extent.
I love how music, connects us all in some good, weird, whatever way, but it's there, it's relatable. When you're talking to your friends, you could just mention, dog, that one song, they just kind of understand that vibe, and I feel like that's the fun, interesting part about it, as well as, just, you could sit in your room and feel lonely, and you could just play a good song, and then you're the happiest person in the world. It's just so beautiful how music can change and adjust and make you reevaluate your life. Has a lyric ever hit so hard, you're just like, yo, yes sis, just damn.
I'm gonna get deep here now. Lauren Daigle, Rescue. That the first few keynotes, tears, my eyes already, I can feel them stinging with tears. There's always that song that you hear those notes and it's just in your chest.
No, but I feel I could not. Okay, I'm jumping back to our previous topic. I don't think I would necessarily judge somebody for their music taste, but I would shape my perspective, or it would be my perspective of you, because if you have weird music taste, I'm talking, the lyrics are a bit suspicious, and I feel like lyrics are very important, and people underestimate them. Number one, you're speaking to the universe if you believe in the universe. Number one, you just, sometimes we let stuff slide. We let stuff slide in music, so I don't know. But yeah, as I was saying, I wouldn't necessarily judge them. I just would kind of check their vibe based off it.
Yeah, for me, music says a lot about a person. If you've got the kind of music you listen to is the kind of music that will kind of like tell me what kind of person you sort of are, because a lot of people, their honest expression comes out in the arts. Not just music, in painting, in photography. Like, there's a quote that says, if you ever want to know who a person is, look at what they take pictures of. So it's the same with music. If you ever want to know what's happening in a person's head, go listen to their playlists.
Yeah, music, the arts and everything is, I feel like you wouldn't necessarily, it's checking their vibe. It's, when someone listens to, let's say, the same band that you used to love as a kid, you can have chemistry, have like some sort of connection through that.
Like, music taste is one of those things that I've never really put into true consideration when considering a friend, because a person will tell you, when you meet up with a person, when you ask them, oh, what kind of music do you like, a person will tell you, no, I listen to a little bit of pop, I listen to a little bit of that, or they'll tell you, no, I like everything and anything. Then you bring them, or they bring you some techno song, and you kind of like, that's not what I meant
Yeah.
by anything and everything. Like, for me, it's personally easier for me to tell you what music I don't like
Then what you do like?
than what I do
I
like.
feel like I have one constant like favorite that I can say. I used to not have it, but now I do. For me right now, it's old school hip hop. Early, early 90s and like early 2000s, also late 90s. Around that era, and also neo soul. Whenever, it's just beautiful. And R&B. I feel like those are my top three in that order. No, I feel like neo soul, old school hip hop, and then it goes
R&B.
R&B, and then it goes all the other. I haven't listened to a pop song in a bit. Hey,
For me, my comfort songs is, I'm not gonna lie, number one when I'm going, and I need that song that's gonna cheer me up, Disney songs.
Disney.
I am a
Yeah, she
sucker
does watch a lot of
for
Disney.
Disney songs, especially like Descendants.
I've got another question on that note.
Mm-hmm.
Since we're talking about music and stuff, we don't want to bore the people. Have got another question. Do you think that this whole idolizing a music artist and idolizing, like as like an artist and stuff, do you think that's right? Because some people literally be leading their lives through songs. They be on some, no, he said this and this and this, living through rap verses, living through whatever verse. You're taking that. I feel like that's important. Yes, it's connecting, it's deep, but then your whole life, especially like the toxic ones and stuff.
Yeah, for me, it depends on the song, one, and it's a thing of, let it be something that drives you, one of the things that drives you, but not your leading force. Like, I've got a couple of songs where I'm like, okay, when I'm feeling goey, I'll go listen to the song, and it's what will push me, ne? But I think you mean in the way of this is their life purpose. They only
No, I
listen
mean
to
like
this.
glorifying an artist. I mean, not just you're not separating the artist from the music, whereby, okay, someone could say very suspicious stuff in the music, and you as their fan, you're gonna stand by no matter, because it's the artist. Same as like a celebrity, except music. And some people take music verses, the whole song, and lead their life with it. That's what I mean.
Yeah, you see, now with that, I have mixed emotions personally, because it's a whole situation where, like, let me take for instance a very heavy thing with R. Kelly. R. Kelly has released some good music before you knew what they were about.
Nah, but even when you go back, and you listen to the lyrics, age ain't nothing but a number.
Yeah.
It's a little suspicious. Plus, after everything came uncovered, we were singing his songs at the top of our lungs, and when we realized, what he was doing while making this music, we're busy, giving him the money, the power, the resources to get away with such things, by just forgetting about it just because the music is good. And I feel like that does happen a lot nowadays, when the artist is like supported and stuff, and now they can get away with a lot of stuff just because of their fan base. Yes, it's a celebrity thing as well, but I feel like when you do something, you should be like responsible, or like take responsibility for it.
Yeah, I agree, but I've seen something, especially with Gen Z and the more tech savvy generation, is that a lot of people with, like, in the rock space, they've been a lot of artists who are now coming out for sleeping with underage girls and stuff like that, and you see a lot of the fan base, they're so disappointed, but they drop the artist, because personally for me, an artist is connected to the art, because the art is an extension of the artist, unless you get those people who just sing to take out money.
Yeah, but I think you can't take music is an art, you know.
Mm.
You could lie your ass off in a song. It could be some, no, I woke up I'm the first human on earth, or whatever. You could say that this sounds good. The point of it is sounding good, not it being the truth, you know. So when somebody release that, somebody takes their own thoughts and their own things, and they go a whole different direction with it. But I feel like this is also, I don't know if it's touching into our previous topic or not. I'm not too sure. Is it
Sure.
with the media and the artists and stuff?
Yeah, it is, because you will see that a lot of the time artists also follow what's happening, what's popping in the media. Like 2016. 2016 was pop era, hip hop and pop. Nah, guys, 2016 was hip hop and pop top notch.
I think this should either be an episode on its own, or we could get deeper into it. I feel like we should keep touching onto it. But I just wanted to mention that with the arts and everything that we're talking about, the applications for the talent is still open. So for the Enchanted Forest Gala event, we're still looking for young talent. Either it's poets, it's dance, it's piano, it's the arts, whatever you feel like. We're here to listen, and we want to just have a space and a platform for y'all to perform and let that side of you out.
Yeah, the reason why I wanted to include the youth talent in the Enchanted Forest Gala is so that I've seen a lot of young talent in my time in the industry. I guess I wasn't really in the industry. I used to sing myself for a little bit, but I've seen a lot of talent, and I would love to give that talent the opportunity to have that showcase, to take the stage and showcase their talent, and hopefully the people at the event could push it and push it more, because you never know, guys. It just takes one show to break big.
Even if, like we said, with this whole thing, it's you just touch one person, you like just let one person be heard. You make one person feel happy or content or whatever they feel in that moment. I feel like that's enough, Going back into the previous topic that we're talking about, the music can separate us, as our opinions, our fights, our all that, and it's hard to separate the music from the artist sometimes, especially with the names that we was dropping and stuff, But there's another question I wanted to ask before I jump into no, actually, before I even get into that question. I also feel like as music separates us, yes, I feel it brings us together in a way. There's some songs, that it was everybody just felt it, no matter your race, your region, your country, whatever it was, you felt it and you danced with it. You didn't discriminate, you didn't do whatever. That type of music is beautiful,
Like the Waka Waka Shakira. It did go big for Waka Waka. That kind of music went big. Oh, guys, John Villigate, that went international. Songs like that just bring people together, and that's one of the ways that music also opens. Like John Cena by Shoma Jones. Where did you hear it? It was everywhere. It went international.
It's beautiful. I know I'm jumping in topic a lot, right? But another question just popped up. Do you think, right? Do you think that cuss words and slurs they can be passed off in music, because music is an art, and it's quote unquote not that deep? I mean, like slurs, like even if it's the N word, I've been saying it, the N word, if it's the K word, if it's whatever slur, do you think just because it's in music and it's not being said to anybody directly, it's okay?
Now that depends on the artist, and it also depends because, like, nigga, has been so normalized,
Okay.
So it's a thing of, it holds weight, and then it's also normalized in music, especially nigga, because it's for the black community, more specifically the African American black community. But it touches with the black community, the songs that are in it, But then you've also got those songs where it's just, especially in pop music, where it's just in there, where it's just hoid in there. And there were a lot of issues on TikTok because you'd have the white people who want to say it.
Because it's in a song. I feel like imagine in the scenario where it's a white artist on a track, and it's a black artist, and the black artist is singing their part or whatever, and then they say the N word, right, nigga, for instance, and then the white person is in that song. Do you think other white people singing along? Do they have to skip that part?
Yes. What? Yes, guys. Honestly, for me, whether you're white, whether you're black, whether you're what, when you say that word, ne, you must be prepared to face the consequences, one, ne, or whatever consequences, and have a solid reason. You know, yes, racism. I don't stand for racism, ne? But again, for me personally, maybe because I've never had the experience, like I can't. It's one of those things I don't want to weigh too heavy of an opinion on because it's not my history, you know. But for me personally, if a white person had to say nigga to me, I'm gonna be like, I'm going to be pressed, but I'm going to be like, yeah, whatever's happening in his mental, happening in his mental. I've been called the K word, and it shocks me.
I feel like that is a topic on its own. Ne? I do feel like, I don't know, maybe we'll get feedback about the people because it is quote unquote controversial and stuff, ne? But I don't think that the weight that the K word has is equal to the N word right now, in the way that it has been popularized, and the media, it's in it now. It's not as touching, it's not as soft, and it's not as sensitive as the K word. It still has its weight, still got its history, yes, but it's more, we've accepted it, we've made it our own, we've claimed it. The K word, it's a no-go for anybody. Here in South Africa, you don't walk around and say, what up, my K? Like, I'm not even saying it now. I feel I've been saying nigga, it's been normalized. I feel maybe I shouldn't be, because as you said, it's not quite my history. It's black people in the whole, yes, but mainly African Americans. But the K word, it's not something that slips out as easily.
Yeah, and also the K word is a little bit fresher. That history is still a little bit fresher. But like, I've been called the K word and I get pressed and I have my issues against it. But again, it's a word being said by someone who is closed-minded enough that they are okay with saying that to me with the intent of malintent.
Yeah.
If you catch what I mean.
No, I do understand what you mean.
So it's a thing of, it's been normalized so many times, and it has its weight, but because, as you said, black people have started claiming it back as their word, it doesn't hit as hard anymore. As well, it's a thing of, a person's gonna continue. If a person wants to be racist and say the word, they're going to continue saying it, especially if they know it's going to hurt you.
True. But then if it's said without any malintent and not towards anybody in particular in a song, you're just vibing. As a white person, you're chilling, and it slips out. Like, just in the song, you didn't have that intention of walking around saying a black guy and saying nigga. It's like, it slips out, nigga. You didn't say to anybody, it just happened. Is that a problem?
Personally?
In your perspective?
In my perspective, no. We've got so many different languaged songs in this era, like in things. A white person will say that word and it means this to the black community, right? It wasn't said with malintent, it was said in the space of their own home. That's on them. That's their nonsense, ne? Yeah, because how many times have you been singing maybe a Spanish song, whatever, and you've said a word, and for all you know, it could also be a slur.
True. If they don't speak the language, they don't understand. But I feel like the N-word, nigga, everybody knows that. If for white people, it's a no-go. Hey, and another topic that I feel like when we get deeper into the N-word and the K-word name, I feel like we also need to talk about. I know this is also controversial. Right? This is warning. I don't know if people are gonna hear this, né? But are mixed people like black? Like, they can walk around saying the N-word and stuff. I mean, mixed people who are white passing. I mean, when you looked at them first, you wouldn't see a black person, and then they can go around having the what because it's just in their blood, but they don't live as a nigga. That is our closing line with the music. We jumped pretty far. We did walk around, ran around basically with this topic, but you guys will let us know how you like it. If you like it, if you don't, we need to change things up. Then I feel like today's episode we walked around music, how it brings us together, how it can be how it can be touchy, how it's hard to separate the music from the artist, and we jumped into a lot of stuff. But I feel like with the two things that I feel like we should be having a specific episode for is the K word and the N word, and also the race thing. But it's definitely on the topic list, controversial when I get into the nook and crannies of everything. So thank you for watching another episode, listening and or watching. It's not on video, so listening. Apologies. It's another episode with L without the M.
And Z. Please follow us on our socials. Comment, send us an Insta message and on what you guys think of our episodes. Yeah, so bye.
Bye.